Shalomi Sanders battles diabetes while standing strong for her family as Coach Prime fights on. In the world of sports, it's often the numbers, the points, the wins, the contracts that dominate the headlines. But sometimes, the most powerful stories aren't told through stat sheets, but through silent resilience. For the Sanders family, strength isn't just a legacy, it's a way of life. And no one embodies that quiet strength more than Deion Sanders' youngest daughter, Shalomi Sanders. While her father, NFL Hall of Famer and Colorado Buffaloes head coach Coach Prime Sanders, has faced a grueling stretch of health battles, Shalomi has been fighting her own. A battle that doesn't take seasons off, doesn't have timeouts, and doesn't offer a cure. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a young girl, Shalomi has refused to let the condition define her. Instead, she's chosen to turn her diagnosis into determination, her setbacks into purpose, and her platform into power. And as her father's health journey gripped the attention of the sports world, Shalomi's fight quietly grew louder. The Sanders family bond, love in the face of pain. For the Sanders clan, family comes first. That's been evident time and time again. Whether it's Deion Sanders Jr. pausing his entrepreneurial grind to join his father for healing trips, or Deandra Sanders standing by her dad during his most painful surgeries. But this past year, the tight-knit family faced one of its toughest tests yet. Coach Prime has endured multiple surgeries to address life-threatening blood clots in both legs. At one point, there were real fears of amputation beyond his toes. He lost 14 pounds. He missed critical time with his Colorado Buffaloes team. And for a man so often known for swagger and strength, it was a humbling and terrifying battle. For Shalomi, watching her father in this condition was devastating. But perhaps no one else in the family understood the mental and physical grind better. Because for the last 8 years, she too has been in a battle. One that few outside her circle ever realized. Type 1 diabetes. The misunderstood opponent. Shalomi Sanders was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, T1D, when she was just a teenager. First, she did what many would. She hid it, afraid of stigma, uncertain of how others would treat her. She kept it quiet, determined to be seen for who she was, not what she had. But as she matured, her perspective changed. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition in which the pancreas loses the ability to produce insulin. Unlike type 2, it is not caused by diet, lifestyle, or sugar consumption, a myth Shalomi has fought to dismantle. Recently, she shared a carousel post by Breakthrough T1DHQ on her Instagram, directly addressing the widespread misinformation. Type 1 diabetes, T1D, is caused by eating too much sugar, false. T1D is not caused by diet or lifestyle. It occurs when the immune system destroys the cells in the pancreas that make insulin. By reposting the message, Shalomi stepped out not just as a basketball player or Coach Prime's daughter, but as an advocate. Nil power meets purpose. Shalomi didn't stop at social media. She leveraged her platform to partner with 2 major organizations. Dexcom, known for its continuous glucose monitors, and Sanofi, a global pharmaceutical giant. These partnerships, made possible through NIL, name, image, likeness deals, became more than just sponsorships, they were statements. With Dexcom, Shalomi emphasized visibility, literally. Often seen with her glucose monitor on her arm during games, she's helped normalize diabetes technology on the court. With Sanofi, she's been part of campaigns to increase education and support for young diabetics. Her goal? To show young girls everywhere that being diagnosed with diabetes isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a different one. Balancing blood sugar and basketball dreams. Life with T1D isn't easy. Shalomi has to constantly monitor her blood sugar, plan her meals, and anticipate how workouts will affect her glucose levels. It's a full-time job within a full-time job. But when she steps onto the court for Alabama A&M, you'd never know. In her debut for the Bulldogs, she scored 14 points in just 10 minutes. The moment wasn't just a highlight reel. It was a triumph over a condition that tries every day to slow her down. And as her father's health struggles continued, she didn't stop. She kept practicing, kept showing up, kept leading. Because for Shalomi, the game is bigger than basketball. It's about grit. Coach Prime's battle, a family fighting together. As much as Shalomi has inspired others, she remains inspired by her father. Deion Sanders has faced medical nightmares that would break most. Surgeries, blood clots, fear of further amputations, pain that doesn't go away. But Coach Prime never wavered. Even while recovering at his Texas ranch, he continued mentoring, coaching, and planning. He joined his kids, including Shalomi, on fishing trips, tennis workouts, and even 1.3-mile run walks to keep his spirits up. His words recently echoed through social media. It's not even just about being here. It's like the battle that was fought here. The battle that was fought and won here. That battle, fought not just with scalpels but with spirit, resonated deeply with Shalomi. She knew that fight. She was living it. Deion Sanders Jr. confirms hope. He's coaching again. Me. Amid swirling concerns about Deion Sanders' health, his son offered a playful, heartfelt update. He's ready to get back coaching, 'cause he start coaching the hell out of me, dog. The hell out of me, Deion Jr. joked after a recent tennis session. It was more than humor. It was hope. It was a signal to the fans that Coach Prime was turning a corner. Not just physically, but mentally. And Shalomi was right there, pushing him, supporting him, walking with him, fighting misconceptions with every step. Shalomi's battle goes far beyond personal management of her illness. She's fighting public ignorance. There are dozens of myths still circulating about type 1 diabetes, that only children are diagnosed, that people with T1D can't eat sugar, that it's caused by poor lifestyle choices, that athletes can't compete with the disease. Shalomi is living proof that all of that is false. And she's using every platform, from her Instagram to her nil deals, to dismantle those myths one post, one speech, one game at a time. She doesn't just want to survive diabetes. She wants to redefine how the world sees it. Strength in vulnerability, the Sanders way. What's most remarkable about the Sanders family isn't their athleticism. It's their transparency. From Deion's health updates to Shadur's NFL dreams, from Deandra's emotional Instagram posts to Shalomi's advocacy, this family has made strength out of vulnerability. And fans love them for it. In a world full of polished press releases and brand-conscious athletes, the Sanders family is refreshingly human. They cry, they joke, they grind, they show up. What's next for Shalomi? With another season ahead at Alabama A&M and her advocacy growing in strength, Shalomi Sanders is just getting started. She plans to launch a foundation in 2026 aimed at helping young athletes navigate chronic illnesses. She wants to expand her partnerships into camps, scholarship opportunities, and access to diabetic technology for underprivileged communities. And she wants her father there every step of the way. Final thoughts. Legacy, resilience, and leading the way. Deion Sanders built his name on speed, flash, and primetime bravado. But the Sanders legacy is evolving. Today, it's about family. It's about Deion Sanders Jr. stepping up for his siblings. It's about Deandra standing firm in family matters. It's about Coach Prime battling through surgeries to keep coaching his team and his kids. And it's about Shalomi Sanders, silently but powerfully, becoming a symbol of courage for every young person who's ever been told their condition would hold them back. Because she's proving, day by day, that nothing, not diabetes, not fear, not misconceptions, can stop her. She is, after all, a Sanders. And that name means something more than football. Looking sharp, Coach. Deion Sanders' health comeback and reunion with Shiloh ignites Colorado spirit and NFL attention. In a week overflowing with NFL headlines, few moments hit deeper than a simple, three-word comment from 2,000 miles away. Looking sharp, Coach. Those weren't just words. They were a message, a signal, a salute. And they came from the Colorado Buffalo's official social media team, responding to a video posted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers featuring none other than Deion Sanders, Coach Prime himself, on the sidelines of his son Shiloh Sanders' first NFL training camp in Tampa. It was more than just a father supporting his son. It was a milestone, a silent roar of resilience. Because for Deion Sanders, just showing up meant defying pain, defeating setbacks, and reclaiming presence after months of health struggles. For Colorado, seeing their head coach back in action, even in a different state, was like oxygen to a program that had started to lose its breath. And for Shiloh, it was a moment of recognition that went far beyond football. Deion's comeback, a man who refuses to sit down. After months of speculation, surgeries, and hush-hush recovery time, Coach Prime reappeared not in a press conference or a recruiting video, but at a Florida NFL training facility. No cameras trailing behind. No pre-planned media storm. Just a father, sunglasses on, talking ball with Bucs head coach Todd Bowles as his son fought for a 53-man roster spot a few yards away. For those unaware, this was no ordinary dad drop-in. This was Deion Sanders recovering from surgeries related to blood clots. A man who, at one point, faced the terrifying possibility of having a leg amputated. A man who lost over 14 pounds and was physically absent from much of Colorado's crucial offseason period. So when Tampa Bay's media team captured Sanders in that video, laughing with Bowles, standing tall, walking without assistance, the image was bigger than football. It was hope. From Boulder to Tampa, a digital salute that said it all. Back in Boulder, the Colorado Buffalo's official X, formerly Twitter, account dropped a comment under the viral video. "Looking sharp, coach." Just 3 words, but in them was a world of meaning. Coach Prime hadn't been seen on the sidelines in months. His absence during the brutal recruiting period was deeply felt. Transfers wavered. Fans worried. Analysts speculated. Without Sanders, CU's magnetic pull seemed to fade. But now here he was back, in form, in energy, and the university that had placed its football identity in his hands responded with the kind of loyalty he so often demands from his players. It wasn't just about clothes. It was about character. Coach Bowles keeps it real. It's a father coming to see his son. Bucs head coach Todd Bowles, known for his understated demeanor, offered a quote that cut through the hype. "Normal day for me as far as I'm concerned," he said. "It's a father coming to see his son, like all of us would be doing." There was no fawning, no headlines, just a nod to the humanity beneath the helmet. And that's how Deion Sanders wants it. He didn't show up to steal the spotlight. He showed up because Shiloh needed him. Because, despite the pain, despite the recovery, he couldn't miss this. Not for anything. Deion Jr. offers clarity. "He's coaching the hell out of me." In the midst of fans worrying whether Sanders was healthy enough to return to Boulder, Deion Sanders Jr. released a video update that did 2 things. Clarified his father's condition and made everyone laugh. "He is ready to get back coaching, 'cause he start coaching the hell out of me, dog," he joked, fresh off a father-son tennis workout. The video was lighthearted, but the underlying message was powerful. Coach Prime is moving again, thinking again, coaching again. Even if it's unofficial. The quiet courage, Deion's confession. Later that day, Deion appeared in a reflective clip filmed at his Texas ranch. The setting was calm. The mood was intimate. "I ain't all the way recovered," he admitted. It was a rare, vulnerable admission from a man known for bravado, gold chains, and locker room swagger. But there was no mask here, just truth. He didn't need to say more, because he was already showing it. Shiloh Sanders, fighting for a dream and earning respect. While Shedeur Sanders entered the NFL through the front door with a 5th-round pick from the Cleveland Browns, Shiloh's path has been grittier. Signed as an undrafted free agent by the Buccaneers, he knew what he was up against. Low expectations, 0 guarantees, and a brutally competitive training camp. But true to Sanders' form, Shiloh isn't just fighting for a roster spot. He's winning hearts. He's become known as the snack guy in the Bucs safety room. According to Pewter Report, Shilo volunteered to stock the meeting rooms with snacks his veteran teammates want. "It's the least I could do," he reportedly said. "They're helping me adjust to the NFL. I want to return the favor." It might seem trivial, but in the NFL, these little things matter. They build bonds, they earn stripes, and they tell a story: humility, hunger, and self-awareness. The media moment. Sanders grabs the mic and the room. At his first media availability, Shiloh made another statement, not with words but with gestures. According to ESPN's Jenna Lane, Shiloh Sanders was the only player that week to walk up and shake hands with every media member before his interview. "My new media team's here," he smiled. This wasn't just Southern charm. This was calculated professionalism, the kind that tells coaches, execs, and media heads alike, this kid gets it. He's not trying to skip steps. He's walking them deliberately. Shiloh's different journey, same fire. Unlike Shedeur, who is battling for backup reps behind Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel, Shiloh is a safety trying to climb the depth chart in a unit led by All-Pro Antoine Winfield Jr. No gimmicks, no hype machine, just hustle. But behind that grind is a legacy. A father who once built his entire career on proving doubters wrong. Now his son is doing the same. And watching it all unfold from the sidelines, after nearly losing his mobility entirely, is a man who once said, "If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good." Deion's looking good again. And now everyone's watching to see what comes next. Colorado awaits its commander. Back in Boulder, the Buffaloes are buzzing. Coach Prime's brief digital reemergence was a jolt of adrenaline. Players, fans, and boosters had gone months without seeing their iconic leader in action. Recruiting took a hit. Energy dipped. Opposing programs pounced. But now, hope is alive again. With fall camp around the corner, all eyes turn toward when, not if, Sanders returns full-time to CU. And if Deion's recent outings are any indication, that day may be coming sooner than expected. Final thoughts. Looking sharp is only the beginning. It started with a father supporting his son, a coach defying pain, a university whispering its pride through 3 simple words. Looking sharp, coach. But what it really said was, "You're still our leader. We see you. We believe." And if Deion Sanders has proven anything throughout his legendary life, it's that belief, when backed by grit, love, and a whole lot of faith, can change everything. From Shiloh's grind in Tampa to Deion's quiet return in Colorado, the Sanders story is still unfolding. But one thing is for sure, Coach Prime isn't done yet.